Hi, I'm Brandon,
And I'm Mom.
and welcome back to Tansson Talks TV.
Yes, thank you for joining us again today.
Yeah, we always enjoy doing this show, and Mom, how are you doing today?
Brandon, I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I am doing well, and Mom, are you excited to share what our show is today?
I sure am, Brand. Today, we're going to talk about Kate and Allie.
Yes, Kay and Allie is a sitcom that aired on CBS for 6 seasons beginning in March of 1984. As of recording, it just celebrated 40 years with the series premiere titled Allie's First Date airing on March 19th of 1984. And we're also speaking about a second episode as well titled The Very Loud Family that aired on March 26th, 1984. Double episodes this week.
Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it, Brand?
It sure is.
All right, you ready for me to give the synopsis?
Whenever you're ready.
All righty. So let's talk first about the first episode. Well, first of all, let me give just a little bit of background because I think there's one line to know that's very important about Kate and Allie. Kate and Allie are two diverse women who share a place in New York with their children. So, in this first particular episode for Allie's first date, um, Kate actually has a date plan. She comes into the house and kind of runs upstairs because she knows she needs to get dressed for this date. And she is just running late. Uh, in the meanwhile, Allie's at home also, and she is working on her closet, and she is wallpapering the closet, and she's just intent on doing that. The gentleman does come over. His name is David, and the excuses are, of course, given for Kate so that she can go ahead and finish getting ready for the date. And so David, in the meantime, decides to just spend a lot of time with Allie, and he helps her finish up the closet with the wallpapering project. Um, Kate does go out with him, but David realizes that he really likes speaking that time he spent with Allie and wants to date Allie instead. And so he makes that known to Kate. Kate lets Allie know. Allie does go out with David. Unfortunately, during the date, David realizes that he doesn't like Allie as much as he thought he did, but in essence, Allie just kind of talked a lot during the date. And so, anyway, so it, at the end, David decides that he doesn't want to date Allie either. So it was just a lot. It was a fun episode of just watching how each of them are sort of dating the same guy, sort of, and the different reactions he kind of has with both of them. And that is for the first episode. The second episode, as you said, is called The Very Loud Family. And in this particular episode, the children are working on a school project. And Allie kind of brings up to Kate that she doesn't think that Emma, who is Kate's daughter, that her project's kind of up to par with what her kids are doing. And so they have a little discussion. And so Kate goes up to her daughter and suggests that she might want to consider doing another project. She says there's nothing wrong with her project. However, maybe she wants to enhance a project. So Emma does decide that she wants to make a video of her family, and she's going to discuss divorce. I guess with a modern twist per se. But anyway, she's kind of discussing divorce and how their family's kind of adapting to that. And so overall, it's an episode in which it kind of creates, there's some laughter in there, but then there's some touching moments also that kind of occur with this particular project. In the end, Emma's project is showcased in front of the school, and it kind of shows some touching scenes that go along with it. And so, for more details, you'll have to watch both of those episodes to see.
Well, I definitely hope that, yeah, for those tuned in, that you definitely go check out, yeah, the episodes, and Mom, you can continue on right into your top 10 list.
Alrighty, so my top 10 list, we're going to talk once more about premieres and what we can gather from just watching these two episodes in regards to the series, or what we think we can gather anyway. We know that Allie and her children move into Kate's place after her divorce. So we do know that Kate and Allie both live together, as I've already said, and they're both divorced. But this is Kate's apartment or townhouse, and Allie and her children move into their place after Allie's divorce. Allie has two children. This is Chip and Jenny, so she has a boy and a girl. Jenny would be the oldest child. Kate has one child, and this is Emma. We know that Kate is a travel agent. We know the opening scenes for both of these episodes take place in some site in New York. So it's taking place in the city of New York, and there is typically not a laugh track during that time period. Um, we know that out of both of them, Kate is the wilder per se parent. We know that Allie has high expectations for her children. We know that Allie's husband's introduced pretty quickly within the first episode. So we know that Allie's ex spends time with the kids. And then we also discover from the second one that Kate's ex doesn't spend as much time. Um, there is oddly a gentleman named Roger who, for some reason, is always in their laundry room. And so I did have to look that up and find out that Roger kind of lives next door to them in the townhouse. But regardless, this dude Roger is always downstairs in the laundry room with Kate and Allie. And those are my top 10, Brandon.
Well, thank you so much for them.
You're welcome, Brad.
Yeah, and of course, in analyzing this a bit further too, we are able to to learn more about about the main characters of the series within the first episode, though in a bit of an untraditional way in terms of most premiere episodes that we see. So oftentimes in premiere episodes, and especially in series pilots, we'll see a lot of of being called by the first name, and and a lot of character traits being thrown out, and we didn't really see that. We went straight a bit into the action, and I think that this episode really described uh, Allie actually really well, and who she is as a person, and that she's getting back into the dating scene. But whereas I think it's the second episode that that really takes home the prize for telling a little bit about everyone in regards to this series. And even though it is a second episode that this is done, I think that this is actually really effective because we're given a week to to see a little bit as to who Kate and Allie are, and then within the second week we truly get to see who they are and the family that they have sort of built together in the sense of two divorced moms. And so and so yeah, I think that this overall provides just a really great character progression and characterization within this. And Mom, I can't wait for us to get into our discussion.
Yes, same here, Brandon. And so, Brand, what did I know about the show before we started? And I'll start this one just um, because I know just a little bit more than you do about the show. Um, Honestly, I didn't know much. I did watch Kate and Allie, but it came on in, like I said, in '84, and I was overseas during that time period. And so I I think I saw some episodes while I was overseas, but there were not that many that I saw while I was overseas. And so when I came back to the States, I just saw bits and pieces of episodes. I did not see, and I cannot remember if it ever reran per se on other channels later. It could have rerun, I don't know. But I don't remember many episodes of Kate and Allie. It's just the few that I've seen. Um, I I will say that I did enjoy those two episodes that we watched. Um, I don't. The second episode I remember seeing that we watched, but I did not remember any details. We do have on DVD. That's how we were able to watch this. We do have on DVD the first season, so we'll be able to watch those first six episodes um, completely and to enjoy them. But that's about as much as I could say about Kate and Allie, besides knowing some just odd trivia about it. How about you, Bran?
So to provide a little bit of background, into it too, is that I actually was able to catch one of the episodes in our viewing, actually episode 34 of the series in viewing, and so I had just really enjoyed the episode, and I wanted to see more, and so I actually bought you the DVD that
Mm-hmm.
we watch of season one because I really just wanted to find out more about the series, and I'm personally really excited to continue watching the series.
Actually, I am too. I kind of want to see how the characters develop and things like that. Like I said, I know bits and pieces that I kind of didn't share with you, but you probably have already read about things that happen. But it's just because I've just seen the episodes here and there, but I know enough to keep the continuity with the show.
Yeah, and so first of all, I did want to ask a bit. So, as we mentioned, this series begins each episode with a scene actually filmed in New York and not in front of the live audience, like most sitcoms are. And so, what are your thoughts about overall that scene to start off each of the episodes?
Well, it kind of, I mean, it gave the show a little bit of dimension um, because it did showcase it at a different light. I do remember reading about that and that how they thought that was very important that they do that at the beginning of each episode. And so it is nice to see that they did something different with the show. And they flipped it a little bit because the theme song's not at that time period. Um, so it's just the instrumental portion of it that's kind of shared. And the scenes are not that long. It's just enough to show that we are in the city. This is where this takes place. So keep that in mind as you're watching the show. So it's just enough to set the scene.
Yeah, and I will say that even though we've seen only two episodes thus far of this first season, starting it off, is that I definitely feel like it really sets the scene, well, like you said, and gets us a little bit into to the setting of it, and so. But overall, I think the progression of the rest of the episodes also do really well. And so, what were your thoughts overall about this first episode?
Um, I enjoyed both episodes. I thought the first one was a little funnier than I thought because I didn't remember Kate and Allie being funny. I know that, and I know that one episode that I did show you that we both watched together. You said episode 34, um, but and I knew that one was just a funny episode when we watched that, but um, but I didn't remember the series as being funny. And so it was nice to see that it was just nicely these first two episodes were just kind of nicely done. And so can't wait to see, like I said, the other four to see, how especially being a mid-season replacement, how it kind of did for those other four episodes.
Yeah, and I definitely enjoyed, both of them. But I will say for the first one that we did have, a little bit of a Tansson Talks TV connection in there.
Yes, we sure did, because we both were in awe when we saw Frasier was there. I guess we should say his real name, but Frasier was there.
Yeah, and so Kelsey Grammer, who portrays Frasier, was in this first episode, I believe, just a few months before he even started playing Frasier in the show Cheers, and so he was there as originally Kate's boyfriend, and then Allie's boyfriend, and by the end of the episode, Nevers.
Yeah, yeah. But we, like I say, we did get a kick, and it was nice to actually be pleasantly surprised. We've seen so many of these of different shows and episodes before, and so it was nice to be pleasantly surprised that, oh, there's Kelsey Grammer.
Definitely, yeah, and actually, and then going over to the second episode, I actually really enjoyed the second episode that we saw, the Very Loud Family, and so that one was basically about the video project that was being filmed, and it decided to be about divorce and divorced mothers and the family that they had made. And I thought it was just such a really well done episode because, by the end of the episode, that you were able to get a film just showing their everyday lives, but also how they have to learn, grow, and adapt, in a new way. And I just thought it was just such so well done. And the episode did, I believe, win an Emmy Award for outstanding directing in a comedy series. And so, I mean, to get that type of award on episode two, I think is just I said it's just such a well done episode.
And I agree with you there, Brandon. It really was. Can we?
Yeah, and even though the series does not have a traditional theme song, it does have an actual song for it though, and so I did want to allow for you to speak about that.
Yeah, actually, I like what they did with the song because they do a nice job at the beginning, crafting it being in New York. The theme song's really at the end. And so I will say during the 80s, there were quite a few shows that had a separate theme song at the end of the episode, a different one. So it was nice to see the theme song and that they did carry it through. It's short and to the point. I would give it probably, let's say, 6.5 out of 7 because it's not a well-known song. I don't think that I think you would actually have to know Kate and Allie to know that song is there.
But yeah, I said, but I really enjoyed the show. And Mom, would you continue watching again?
Actually, I will, Brandon. I would. We did see online that you're able to buy the other DVDs. But yes, I would. I will continue watching it.
Yeah, I definitely will as well. I'm excited to continue, the first season DVDs and hopefully on to future seasons.
Yep, same here. Same here. And like we keep telling the audience, if there's a show you want us to look at, please just let us know.
Yeah, we can't wait to do that. And Mom, I can't wait to see what we speak about next week.
Oh, same here. Same here. I think we have some exciting things planned for the month of April, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what we end up doing.
Yep, same here. So we thank everyone for watching us today.
And we'll see you next time.
All right, bye bye.